Darren Pratley, welcome back. I've lost count to the Marketing to Business podcast.
There's a few of them now. Hey, it's so good.
Hey, look, seriously, we got some great feedback from some people listening to our previous episodes. One person, I really liked their feedback. They said, you guys really made me think. And like for me, as a person who likes to educate, likes to share insights, that's my whole goal.
We've done our job.
If I can make you think,
yeah.
then and they're like, you guys are positive, you're forward thinking. And look, that for me in a nutshell is what I want to be. Right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate you taking the time.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Look, I've got a confession.
Go on, this will be interesting.
I've been saving up business lessons.
What?
I've been saving them up.
Have you?
I've been saving them up because I knew you were coming to town, and I knew we could have this conversation.
Hey, good stuff.
I think business lessons and like lessons in business, no matter what stage you're at, you know, you need to collect lessons. You need to save them. You need to learn from them. So I've got 21 lessons. Why 21? I don't know. Just got 21 that I wanted to talk to you about. Is that cool?
Yeah, I love it. Sounds great. Let's do it.
Because you're like, you know, you've got a good brain on you when it comes to business and it comes to understanding psychology, sales. You talk to lots of business owners, what's going on. So I thought, hey, who better, discuss. Okay, so number one. And look, as you go, people, think about if you're in business, think about, okay, well, yeah, that's actually a really good point. Maybe I should do something about that. Or, hey, Scott, that's a baby lesson, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, I want you to at least consider what we're talking about and how's it going in your business.
I think the big thing for me too is everyone's got a view.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing is what you've got to do is work out which view is best for your either organisation or business, right?
100%.
And so getting different perspectives or different views. And I think that's probably what you'll get with us too, is we'll probably have similar themes in certain areas, but we may look at things from different perspectives in other areas. Yeah. So that actually really is good for the people that are listening in. Yeah,
and I think because I sent these to you today and I was like, look at these. And they're from different angles too.
Yep.
By the way, I'm just going to say, which one is my favorite? It was number 10 is my favorite.
Is it?
Yeah. Did you have a favorite at all?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, no. Number 9 was my favorite. Number 9.
Okay.
Did you have a favorite?
Number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's go. Oh, yeah, I like number 5. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Number 1. Lesson number 1 is cash flow is more important than profit.
I hear this. You hear this a lot, don't you? And and internationally, you hear this a lot, that the company's cash flow is going well, but they just made another $327 million loss.
Yeah.
But the cash flow's up. Cash flow's up. It's going great. Great.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to be really careful playing that game. I mean, yes, I do understand that you've got to invest and you've got to build and you've got to develop. But one of the things for me off the back of that is you've got to make sure that you're on the trajectory of actually creating the profit levels that your shareholder or your investors require.
Also, I've got a different take on that though, because I think cash is really, really important, because lots of times when you're in business, you could, if you're paying GST, like I pay GST every 2 months, right?
Yes.
So I'm paying GST on an invoice. Okay, so I might be paying GST on an invoice, but might not have got paid yet.
Yep.
So I look at and then my accountant might say, oh, you made profit and loss in the last 2 months. You're doing really, really well. And I'm like, well, hang on, where's my cash? So I look at that cash flow as very, very important.
There you go.
Because then I can gauge, okay, well, I've actually got, I've got cash, I've got a bit of a life in the business versus, profit on the balance sheet from the accountant.
Nice. So for smaller businesses, I really focus on the profit.
Okay.
And the reason why is because if you're ever going to borrow money, you're going to need money for the family home.
Yep.
The bank's first question is, can you send us a copy of your accounts to see what level of profit you're making?
Yep.
So I always balance this between, we've got to show at the end of our financial year a level of profit that the owners would require.
Yes.
But you also, I do totally make sure that you've got enough cash flow to be able to run the organisation.
I agree, like balancing the books and showing the profit at the end of the year is really, really important.
Yep.
I think cash keeps you alive during the year though.
Very much so.
All right. What's your take on that lesson?
Hey, that was quite good.
Yeah. Lesson number 2 is revenue can hide problems.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think this is the bit that lack of revenue and also having revenue, it can definitely hide your problems. And I think the thing is, you've got to be constantly, as a good business, reviewing how your business is affecting your customer. Because I think for me, it's the customer piece that, where your revenue is generated. And if you're doing really well, but you're pissing your customers off, or you're not getting a great outcome, I think you've got to be really careful, because that long-term perspective has got to be taken into account.
100%, especially even like marketing. Like, we have to be careful with marketing, because you can make a business become bigger and all of a sudden things start breaking. Because there's more deal flow happening. But the deal flow was manageable when the revenue was at a certain point, but then all of a sudden deal flow increases, everything increases, and the cracks start to appear faster.
Very much so. And that's a great thing to be thinking about as you grow that business. Has it got the capacity to be able to do it? But you definitely can see that revenue can hide some of those problems.
Hide some of those problems.
Fundamentals.
Nice. Okay. Lesson number 3. Oh, this is a bit controversial. Not every customer is worth keeping.
It's true.
Yeah?
I'm 100% on this.
Yeah?
Yeah. But you knew there was a but coming, didn't you? The thing is, for me, is as your business evolves, you will always have those customers that cause you grief, cause you problems, hugely demanding, maybe not that profitable. And I think what you've got to do is you've got to keep weighing up all the time your customer profile. Make sure that you've got a good, clear idea of what that customer profile looks like. But there will be customers that can cause you a bit of grief or are very demanding, but also have a very high potential for referral business. So even though it might feel like that this is a customer I don't really need, actually those are the ones that can provide you quite a lot of business as well. So you've got to be smart about who you work with, or was that the same for you?
Look, I agree, man. Like 100%, not every customer is worth keeping. If you've been in business at least 5 years or more, you know this to be true. Because I can tell you for a fact, because I've spoken to so many business owners, in those early days, you'll take whatever. Because you're getting going, right? And then all of a sudden, you get a bit more savvy and you get more understanding who you are and your standards and what you're trying to achieve. And then all of a sudden, they sneak in the door. This customer sneaks in the door.
Totally.
And I always tell my leadership team, okay, we've got a problem here. We do actually have to make this go away. But what are the lessons we're learning here? And can we, I think 10 years later, we've kind of started to capture them. We've had a couple, maybe one over the last 2 years out of quite a number of customers come in, so that's not too bad, but sometimes they sneak in the door, and like they can cause you grief.
Absolutely.
And it's not worth it. It's not worth the money. One thing I look at too, you've got to protect your team, you've got to protect your environment, and that not every customer is worth keeping.
Totally agree.
Cool, we agree on that one. And I'm sure you do too. If you've been in business at least 5 years, you know you know what I'm talking about. And the customer's probably on the top of your head now. Yeah. You name them. Pricing is not just a number, it's a signal.
So the way I looked at this was that pricing is a good guide for how the environment that you work in perceives your value. So if you are in a business that's gradually putting up its price because there is demand and you're doing a great job and customers see it as valuable, they'll pay more, right? If you're in an industry that sees that service proposition as becoming less valuable and you're seeing the price start to reduce, that will give you an indication of where the market sees your business's value proposition.
Your prices are actually really interesting from that perspective. Not just a number, it's a signal. I remember someone saying to me, "Oh, Scott, you guys are very expensive," and I said, "Oh, compared to what?" And they were like, "Well, compared," and I was like, "Well, no, let's compare it. Are we expensive compared to like running TV advertising?" No, I can tell you right now, it's about 15 grand for, a 15-second slot, so are we expensive compared to that? So I think context always is a good one. I also remember writing copy when I first started one of my first businesses, and my first sales that I wrote was $500. The company used that to make over $2 million. I charged them $500.
There you go.
You know, so and then the guy actually had a chat to me. Hey Scott, you need to put your prices up because you're worth more.
Yep.
And I thought that was really cool. He told me the signal.
Yep.
I was good at what I was doing, and I wasn't charging enough for it.
I have this a lot. So people say to me, Darren, you're quite expensive.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, because the return that I get from people that I work with is, and seriously, like I would say every customer that I've worked with, they generate more revenue out of having me in the team than not.
Yeah.
So the piece
100%.
is, it's just about the scale of the result that you want, or the how much do you want to get out of that investment, and using our services.
Yeah.
That's the piece and that's where price creates that. It's a huge signal. And if people are paying it because they get the results, then it gives you a good indication that you're on the right track.
Also, like, take a position, like whatever position you do, take one. But I would say, as a business, take a price position in the upper end, you know, or at least have one of your offerings at the upper end, because people will buy it, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Totally.
Very cool. Okay, this is your favorite. I do like this one too. Speed. It's lesson number 5. Speed beats perfection.
Look, I see this all the time, and I have the saying that it's often I see people getting ready to get ready, and the piece for me is that I just see this all the time. It's just people that, look, Darren, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and we're going to get this sorted, and I've got this prepared, and I'm just waiting for. And you know what? I tell you what, most of the time I just say to people, stop it, just put it out there. Yeah, but it's not right, Darren. We haven't had this done. The colours,
waiting for the logo.
Yes,
waiting for the colour.
Just waiting for the colour check, and I'm like, the customer is not going to make a decision whether they use you or not based. I mean, your branding and marketing is important. I get it, but you got to get this content to the market, and you got to be able to, this idea of now waiting so long. I see so many businesses that take so long to get content to market. It just hampers their business.
Yeah, and especially like we see this a lot in content. We see a lot with our websites. People backwards and forwards, and then a lot of the times, even with podcasts and stuff, they're nervous about what other people might think. But the reality is, other people aren't thinking. They aren't thinking about them. For that, so delaying. I do get. It has to be perfect and all this sort of stuff, but not if you want to make money.
A mate of mine was involved in his daughter's wedding. Yeah. And the family were having the most massive arguments about what colour the glitter was going to be on the tables, right? And at the end of the conversation, one of the things that he said to me, he said, Darren, after 5 months or 6 months after that wedding, no one could tell you what the colour of the glitter was. Right? No. It's just that there might have been glitter. In fact, whether you knew glitter that was there or not. Right? Yeah. So mostly in business today, what the main point is to get the content into the marketplace and stop worrying about the things that actually someone's not going to remember tomorrow.
100%. I'll finish this lesson with one of my favourite quotes, and that is, money loves speed, but wealth loves time.
Yeah, I love it.
Let that sink in. Money loves speed, but wealth loves time. There's a lot in that.
That's a very good one.
Number 6, being busy is not the same as building. I love this.
Mate, it's my job.
Yeah.
Going in and working with teams and just going, look, let's just have a really good, clear picture here of what creates our revenue. Yeah. This idea of what's the standard line we hear all the time? Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. And you go, well, okay, cool. Let's just break down that busyness and just go, exactly tell me, what are you actually doing? Yep. And let's get some good clarity about, actually, does it generate your revenue? Yep. Can we get other systems or other processes to take rid of some of that busyness to get you really clear on where the revenue comes from? Yep. So, that one really irks me.
You talk to anyone successful, and they'll be able to tell you what their money generating activities are. Yep. And like I know from talking to a number of people, you can know really, really quickly if they're successful. Their money generating activities will be not just the busy. They will be building. They will be building and using money generating activities to get them to where they want to go to.
100%.
It's a great lesson. Like, check yourself if you're being busy, right? Okay, is this one really moving the needle forward? Do an audit of things that are making you busy and dial in, okay, well, actually, that's not, this is, and do more of that.
Do you know what I do?
Yeah.
I get people's tell them to show me their diary 3 weeks in advance. So not this week, not next week, but the week after.
Nice.
And show me what's in there that you've already pre-planned. To be able to ensure that the core fundamentals of success are locked into your diary.
Okay. So 3 weeks out planning.
So not this week, not next week, but the week after. Have a look at that and just go, okay, in that diary, how much have I predetermined where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be doing to ensure that that activity creates success?
Nice. There's a challenge.
And you watch what happens. Everyone looks at it and goes, oh, well, I haven't really got that week planned. And I go, well, have you got any exercise booked in there? And they go, well, no, I haven't got my exercise booked in. I see it's important. Yeah, of course it is. Well, why don't we just book the stuff in so that you know that you're protecting that time and it allows you to create that level of success that you've predetermined.
Nice. I know I've got podcasts locked in. I know I've got a couple of workshops. There'll be a bit of white space in there though. So I'm going to do that exercise.
That's a really good one. And also just think about, okay, so what are the core things that make me successful? Let me just put one in for half an hour a day.
Yep.
Just 10 calls.
Brilliant.
Just lock into your diary, 10 calls a day. And it's not necessarily hunting for new business. It might be ringing past customers, current customers. It might be referral networks. Just call them up. Just you spend half an hour a day just doing that. You watch what it changes because now you've predetermined a level of success into your diary and you'll start booking around it.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, I can do that.
That's a real winner.
Lesson number 7, systems create freedom.
I can see this happening more and more and more now with so obviously AI coming into our environments. I think it's making better systems really accessible. You can just say to AI now, can you build me a system to do this? Can you build me a process to do this? And it does. And you know, it's 95% good day one. So for me, I just think now this whole area of systems, you got to have them in your business.
I was in Miami a couple of weeks ago and I watched a presentation. Gentleman Matt showed us how his company built websites, right? And they have a whole process for it, mapped out 45 days, and then the process on who handles what and how it was all done. Beautiful process. They now map that into an AI. And the AI, once the client hub has been built, so that means all the content, all the context, will then take all those processes and wrap them up into 3 hours and build the same website. It is unbelievable.
And this is it.
And the hardest part of building a website, talk to any web company, is the content. So they were getting the content up the front, loading the real conversations with the customer, the customer's customers, the suppliers, everything, getting all that information. So they knew the content that they had the content, then they put the context to it into their AI, and then and because what used to happen inside the systems, inside when people were dealing with them, little bits would get lost every time and left out. And then you go back to the client, and the client would go, well, what about that bit? What about that bit? Oh, I forgot about that bit. You know, this doesn't forget. 3 hours later, and the website was unbelievable, to the point where it showed the client's like, oh, this part's awesome. You know, where did you pick that up? And it was like when the client said something about what they do differently that no one had caught before, but they caught it in the notes of the conversations.
The recording of the conversation becomes an element of the website, and the value of that goes through the roof.
Through the roof. And like the client still wants to pay the money because they don't care about the time frame. They care about the outcome. You know? And delivering a world-class product. I was like, whoa, this is game-changing.
Best one for me on that one is talk to your team about how do we onboard a new customer, or how do we bring a new customer into the business. Get a piece of white paper and sit down with your team and go, okay, just bringing a new customer on board, meeting at our premises, or let's just write down the steps of that process,
touch points,
and create a checklist off the back of that.
Nice.
Now, every customer that comes into your business follows that process. So every customer gets a consistent experience. And you know what? Your customer starts to feel, because you'll tweak it. You'll go, actually, that wasn't so good. We could do this differently. Or, hey, we haven't got a gift. We should have a gift. Every time a customer comes on site, we should give them a gift. And all of a sudden, what happens is you build a system that creates a lot of freedom because you don't have to think anymore.
Think about it.
You just have to follow the checklist.
So good. We do that and we put it into ClickUp.
Yes. Nice.
Management. Real nice.
Love it.
All right. Lesson 8. Your business cannot grow beyond your decisions. Oh, that's confronting.
I think it can.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I reckon it can grow.
Yeah.
But you know what? I reckon sustainability becomes your issue then.
Okay.
Because I think your business can still grow based on what you're doing, and you can be fuddling around with the decision-making process, but actually the longevity of your business will suffer.
Yeah. I think at certain levels, your business can't grow beyond your decisions. Once you have a leadership team and the leadership team has authority, then that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Obviously, your decision was to get the leadership team, which is but I think a lot of, especially founder-led businesses, when you're maybe in and around the team.
Yep.
I think some of your decisions do hold businesses back. And I'm only speaking from my
from that perspective, I think you're right.
From my personal, like when I've been the bottleneck in this business, just because of some of my decisions sometimes. So
totally.
Okay. Lesson 8, my favorite. Lesson 9, my favorite. Marketing is oxygen.
I'll just pop out.
Yeah.
You can just you just carry on here.
Marketing is oxygen.
You just
do you disagree?
No.
Okay.
Well, let me put it to you this way: a business will crawl in growth without marketing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you can't sell a secret, right?
No.
Like you people actually have to know who you are, where you are, what you have to offer, and why they should buy from you, right?
Yep.
So if they don't, you crawl along. And I've met heaps of businesses that crawl along. They go to networking, they go to a meeting a week and all that sort of stuff, and they think they're but they're not ready. Because it's not just oxygen. It's actually like when you put good marketing, you can blowtorch under it. You can actually, poof.
So I do three. There's three things underneath this for me, right? Number one is, so when it comes to developing market, number one is market awareness. So the market has to be aware of you before your business even goes anywhere.
Yeah.
Number two is you have to be connected to that market. So the market could be aware of you, but if you're not connected to it, you still don't get the business. No. And then the third one is you've got to be able to perform or show skill that creates a sense of value for me as the customer.
Yeah.
So number one, that marketing is oxygen, is you've got to get the marketplace aware that you even exist.
Yeah, you've got to get aware, and you've got to capture attention, and then you got to convert that attention. One of the easiest ways to do that is to have a really good message. Have a consistent message. And then be consistent with that message.
Yes.
It might be 2 or 3 messages about who you are, where you are, what you have to offer, why people should buy from you, and then have frequency of reach.
Yep.
Like, as if you're not getting that frequency, then no one knows who you are, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And you don't become relevant.
Yep.
You can take 2 businesses side by side. The coolest part about, I guess, being in this game for a long time now is I've seen what frustrates business owners when they know they've got a better product, but their competitor has an inferior product, but in better marketing.
Yeah.
And it like, you can feel when people like are really upset because I've got a better product. And well, yeah, but you don't have the better marketing.
That's it. Absolutely.
And that oxygen allows those competitors to take market share.
Yep. That's cool.
Okay.
That was a good one.
Lesson number 10, trust compounds slowly but breaks quickly.
Yep, definitely. And especially, I think, I'm noticing today, and your thoughts on this would be important as well, but I'm seeing now customers in our marketplaces are probably more open to trying other options than they probably ever have been. So the ability for that sense of trust, I'm willing to try and trust other outside of my normal companies that I work with, but you break that trust and not now just 10 people will hear about it. Literally hundreds can hear about it.
Yeah. 100%. Like because of the velocity of way things get around today.
Yeah,
I think,
totally.
Like trust definitely compounds slowly, right?
Yep.
Like it's the little things that you do. You know, if you say you're going to pay your bill on time, you pay your bill on time. If especially when you're dealing with people, if you say you're going to turn up on time, you turn up on time. If you say you're going to send the email, you send the email. Like that starts to build trust. When you're out doing your marketing, trust compounds by, people seeing you again and again and again and again, and that trust compounds. But there's things happening at the moment that's breaking trust, right? So if you look at some of these advertisers that are starting to use AI in their commercials and stuff, people are just turning off like that. I don't know how many people I've had conversations with recently that are turning off from companies that are using, video commercial AI ads. And it's like, wow, that I think it's cool. That's why we have invested in, face-to-face videographers when we could just use AI. But I don't think that's what the consumer wants. And it's really interesting how quickly people are turning off from those companies.
100%. Ceci, I have seen this quite a bit where there's a real trend going around now for some companies to be using AI to do phone calling.
Rubbish.
Phone calling customers.
It's absolutely rubbish.
Well, it is at the moment.
No, I'm going to tell you right now. Because I had this conversation with a number of people too.
Go on.
Your first point of contact needs to be human. Right, seriously, we went down the rabbit hole. We had AI chatbots, we had AI callers. They worked, but that is not how you want to show up in the world. You want to be, I believe you want to have the anti-AI strategy. So we flipped our switch to our phones get answered by an Australian New Zealand call centre.
Cool.
It's because we went real people. We went down that rabbit hole of the AI, and it worked, but also it didn't work, and people knew, and people were getting frustrated and annoying. And someone said to me, Scott, this is your first point of contact with your company. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I don't like it either.
No. That's cool.
But then also I'm in a hotel room, and I want to call reception, and the AI thing starts talking to me. And every time I called, it was a different answer over a period of a week. It was painful.
It's crazy.
Do you disagree with me?
I am saying at the moment, I think I've got a little bit of a different take on it, and I'm still getting my thinking around this a little bit more. But one of the things that I'm seeing is that you and me as customers, right? We want efficiency, we want a good job done, and do you know what? I actually would be quite happy to talk to an AI if it provided me a higher level of service and experience.
Yep. Okay.
So I could deal with a turkey in a business and find out that I'm not getting what I should be.
Yeah.
And I actually would prefer, because I know that an AI has been set up to ask me the right questions, provide me the right information, and create a better outcome. So I'm open to that. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that we're at that stage yet, but I think could be a journey we're heading on.
Okay. Time's going to tell on this one. I think enough if it's seamless and it's for a certain type of product, I think cool. I think you just have to, as a business, you're going to have to make a decision on this, because trust compounds slowly, breaks quickly.
It breaks quickly. And once it breaks, you got to do a shitload of work to get it back.
I just think some of these companies that are getting a bit of backlash, and it's like, okay. Lesson 11: hiring the wrong person is more expensive than doing the work yourself for a little longer.
I'm not even gonna. I'm just like. There's someone said to me a long time ago, and it's been remained high slow, right? Yeah. And fire fast.
Yeah.
And I have always looked at that from a hiring perspective of you got to make sure nowadays you have got the right person. You have just got to take your time, and you're way better just to persevere a little bit longer to get the right person.
What are some of your go-tos when you're talking to people about hiring? Is there some things that you actually do?
Yeah, number one is personality trait. So one of the things we go to straight away is, does the person's natural personality traits fit the role? Because there is no point putting someone into a job that doesn't fit their personality trait, because you're asking for trouble straight away.
Yeah, true.
Number two is, what, in terms of their history, how stable are they at taking on challenges and pushing through difficult times?
So asking them questions
and examples. And then what you want to do is try and get examples from the people that created the references, because you can go, hey, they told me about the situation that this happened. Tell me about what they were like when they did this.
True.
And that stuff there gives you a really good insight into actually are the traits that this person carries going to fit that particular role.
Yeah. One I was watching the other day, and a gentleman was sharing his hiring process, and whole way through he had little mistakes on purpose to see if people are doing some things. We've got something going on at the moment with a couple of jobs, and it was like one job I put that you should write some stuff, right? But it's a job for a videographer. So why would you write? You know, the ones that are going to get at the interview haven't written. They've done video. You know? It's like you're applying for a content creator role. Don't write in.
No.
You know?
Just send me something.
Send me something. Because at the bottom of it says, hey, send us a video, do this, this, and this. You know? Just little things.
See, I think that hiring right is a good. What you're doing there is you're actually asking them to give you some small markers of proof that they actually are good or can do what you're asking them. So for me to be able to, you know, I've got this with one of my bigger teams that we're working with at the moment. We're looking to recruit into it, and we've got 2 or 3 small tasks as part of the recruiting process that they have to do, and then we can actually see whether they're actually capable of doing that job, and it just gives you a good understanding that what they're saying in their CV is actually correct.
So good. Yeah, because like CVs today, got a beautiful one today, actually. Really, no, this one, well, a lot of them are AI. It's like, no, you don't do that. You don't do that. Well, what one today really stood out. Actually, they're applying for a role, but I think we actually have another role that they could do inside the business. Okay, a lesson at 12. If you don't understand your numbers, you're driving blind. Oof.
Like that's basic. Like that to me is
but
basic.
Is it?
Yes.
It might be basic for a veteran, but for someone new, because I didn't understand my numbers when I first started business.
So my number one thing that I walk into a business going, where's your scoreboard? So where's your scoreboard? In your business, show me your scoreboard. So what are you tracking? What are the numbers that your team is seeing? And are they winning?
Yeah, nice.
Because once you've got that tracking system in place in your business, you are away because you've got something to measure against.
Yeah.
And I just go all the time, there's nothing worse than having that gut feel that your team aren't doing a good job when actually, in fact, they are doing a great job, but the market might not be there at the moment or whatever the circumstances are. But if you can get some metrics, and what I was taking there by the numbers, it's not just your financial numbers, it is your numbers across your business.
Yeah.
So how many calls are we making every day? How many face-to-face meetings are we having every day? How many proposals have we got out there? How many we're following? And you put those numbers up on a scoreboard, track those for 6 weeks, and you tell me where your business is then.
Yeah, because the numbers tell the story, right?
Absolutely, but they also fire people up.
Yeah.
Like they actually go, you know what? We've got a goal of this. We're currently on that. Let's go. You know,
and I like that. Numbers fire people up.
Yeah, and it's a really good way of actually getting them to go, you know what, we can do this, but we're going to have to change this, or we're going to have to improve this, or I'm going to have to focus some time on this. And there's my calendar again, just making sure we've got those clear markers in your calendar to create that.
You don't work in coaching and mentoring, do you?
Can you tell?
Hey, it's 2026. You're listening to this podcast and you've probably heard of AI. So here's what I want you to do. We've created a free playbook that'll actually help you with AI and help your business get recommended. So all you need to do is go to the show notes or the link that's in this video, and I'll send you this playbook for free. Hey, lesson 13. It's a tough one, but discounting is easy. Value building is hard.
Yep. And I reckon across many industries right now, this is a major challenge. And I think you'd be seeing that as well with your companies you work with, is that every customer is looking for a better deal. There's competitors out there in the marketplace that are always trying to undercut on price. Yeah. And I think if you keep going down that slippery slope, there's only one place it ends. Yeah,
we got a deal at the moment, and you know, we can tell that the client's been offered something, and the good thing about us is we've been around long enough where we've seen a few things happen and we're prepared to walk away.
Yeah.
And then the CEO is like, well, hang on, you can't walk away. You know, and we're like, well, no, because and they want us to do other services that we don't do. And I'm like, well, what? My team's like, why would we do that? Like, we're good at what we do. Why would we do the other stuff?
Yes.
Well, the other team, people said they do the other stuff and then they can do your stuff. And one of my team's smart enough, Olivia, she goes, but they've only got 3 people.
I love it.
Look, we've got a team of 18. How do they do all that? You know, and now it raises up security. Okay, well, who are they bringing in to do this other work, right? And it's like, sure, they might be cheaper and you might be looking for an easier way, but when you're doing, probably $10+ million, are you going to risk it?
Of course you're not. Nah.
Yeah. Look, definitely discounting is easy and we see it all the time, but, look, there's value in, building up value and understanding what you're worth in the marketplace. And that is the harder way to do it, but it's the better way to do it.
But I think a lot of businesses today have forgotten this. I think what they've forgotten to do is to actually sit down and just say, okay, why would you use us as a customer? If you were a customer today, why would you use us?
Yeah, why should they buy from you?
And how transparent is that to the customer?
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of times we go, because of this, because of that, because of this is amazing. Oh my goodness. And then you go and see the customer and do you know that they did this? And most of the time they go, oh no, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, we're all guilty of that too.
Yeah.
Like that is actually quite a good one. You could just stop there and look at that.
You just get yourself, your team together or sit down and just go, okay, if I was the customer, why would I use you or use your business? And then start identifying out all those reasons and then start thinking about, well, how am I representing those to my customers? And that certainly starts to change that whole discounting thing.
So true. Well, you value yourself more too, right? And your team won't let you drop the ball like that either.
100%.
Okay, lesson 14, your reputation is a business asset.
Definitely. Yep, absolutely.
Love this.
And the more work you do and the more you develop the environment and the more you create success, others will see it and that's where you're able to build those relationships and grow your business. I
think also when you're growing a business, your reputation is the thing you need to protect the most.
Yeah.
So we have a core value here, results not reasons.
Yes.
And it is the most niggliest core value you could ever have, but we take it really serious. So we've been in a number of situations where it's not been our fault, but because we're in the partnership and we're working with web designers and stuff like that, and they've made mistakes or they've agreed and then didn't do stuff, I've told my team, we fix it. We fix it. But it's not our fault. Like we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, results not reasons. The client doesn't care about why it's gone wrong. So most of the time they don't even care why it's gone right. They actually just want the result, right? They don't. So it's like they just want the result. So let's just give them the result. Yep, it's going to cost us money to fix it. Yep, it's going to. But I tell you what, our reputation. Because here's the thing: a couple of times we've done that, and then the client has found out that it wasn't us. And they're like, well, why did you guys fix it if it wasn't you? It's because, hey, results not reasons, So our reputation has grown because of that, right? Yeah. So for me, that's a huge asset to the business.
Here's one just to think about that. In business, everything doesn't go right all the time.
No.
And businesses fail and environments, I just think that circumstances, you don't know always what goes on. You don't know the full story many times. And one of the things I think the communication and being really clear that, hey, the reasons why things happened and being as transparent as you can creates a level of that reputational protection for the longer term as well. Yeah. So I think also, we know a lot of people that have been through lots of businesses and we would trust them tomorrow because we know that what they do is they really stand by what they do. And that's fantastic.
And the flip side, other people that you just wouldn't trust
that's right.
at all, right?
Yeah,
and it's
totally.
Like, everyone kind of knows those people, but then the people that you would call because, of the reputation.
Hey, New Zealand's a small place.
Oh yeah, Christchurch is even smaller.
In fact, now the world is a small place.
Yeah. I kind of enjoy that though, because I think it's
totally.
If you can, build your reputation and stand on it. You go a long way. No, lesson number 15: business rewards clarity.
Yeah, it does. I think that we need to take a moment for this one, because that busyness we talked about before, I think it really affects this one, because businesses have got lots on and doing lots and lots of issues and challenges and dramas and stuff. And actually what we've got to do sometimes is stop for a minute and just get really clear on what generates our success.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting. This one's been on my list for a long time. Business rewards clarity, because the clearer you can get on things, the more you can define who you are, where you are, what you have to offer, and why people should buy from you,
and who.
And if you can really get clear on that, you win. You beat your competitor, because they won't do the work, right? Yes. But also, just talking to successful people, this word always comes up: clarity. I had clarity. I gave my team clarity, that everyone knew what, the clarity is a massive part of it. Even talking to a gentleman this week, done business all over the world, on a podcast with him, and he was, he was breaking down his touch points for his business. He's gone in as the new CEO. He says, I don't go in there and change a bunch of stuff. I let stuff go, but I then started looking at the touch points and started giving my team clarity on each of the touch points. Nice. So 57 touch points with a client.
Love it.
Okay. So then what are the areas that could make us more money? What are the areas that could save us money? What are the areas that could save us time? And what are the areas that would be protected by health and safety? Just getting clarity on all those touch points. Because he said, in a marketplace, which I thought was really, really interesting, if I have the same level of business expertise as everyone else, where can I win?
Totally.
I can win not by having clarity and having my team have clarity on all of those touch points that matter.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
I thought, man, just clarity on that. Any business could do that, and you'd be a better business for it.
And you mentioned the word there, communication, right? Because to create that clarity, you need to have good communication across your team and be able to get those messages across the team so that the team has clarity. So your skill in that communication piece is...
And that's why it's a big one too, because I've made this mistake, right? You have to check when you're communicating with people, you have to check in how they heard it.
Yeah. Great.
Because I've made the mistake because I understand what I'm talking about. And then you go and hear what people think you said, and it's like, holy curry.
That wasn't even close.
That wasn't even close, you know? Or, talking to people about our core values and our vision and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. Okay, there's a few people that aren't that clear on that, so we have to reinforce that, but just understanding how other people are hearing it was a big takeaway for me, because I'd made the mistake and I realized I was completely sold, but someone along the line had heard a different way, right? And it just that's the way life is. So,
I have one organisation that I'm working in. The CEO has got a direction change. We want to go in this direction. Explain it to the exec team. Excellent. They went out and told their GMs. Right, the GMs then told the branch managers. The branch managers then told the staff. By the time it got to the staff, it was weaker than a wet bus ticket. Right, and this was something that was supposed to change the fundamental operation of the organisation.
So knowing that, what should that person have done?
Well, what we started to talk about was actually having a cross-business conversation using technology. We can talk to everybody in a business today with the technology we've got.
100%.
And what we decided to do was actually get the CEO to actually have some conversations online with everybody present and actually go, and get the personalised message across.
It's kind of like Chinese whispers or whatever they used to call it, like how the message, brilliant. Okay, lesson 16. You do not need more ideas, you need more focus. I think we've kind of nailed that.
And we made that cover.
We've made that.
I think we've got there.
Well, here's the thing as well, though. So, okay, here's the thing that you could do to have more focus, or two things actually. There's a thing called the Pomodoro. So you can get a timer.
Yes.
You can run the timer for 25 minutes.
Yep.
And then, so you're fully focused work, all distractions off, 25 minutes of work, timer goes off, boom, you go and do whatever you want for 5 minutes.
Yep.
And then come back, another 25 minutes. Within an hour, you've done 50 minutes of really, really focused work.
Yep.
That'll probably be more than most people will get done.
Yep.
In a period of time. So I teach that to my teams. We do that inside the business. We're actually talking to one of our staff today about
Love it.
You know, the Pomodoro, and it's relatively new. Let's get into the Pomodoro technique. You know? So you don't, you know, that's a way to bring more focus into your business.
I also find there are, especially with the way the businesses are running today, there's always people within your businesses that have got new ideas. And the things you've got to be careful of is that you end up with a whiteboard of 15 new ideas.
Yeah.
And in fact, the core fundamentals of what we do isn't working.
Yeah.
But we could always do this. We could always do that. We could do lots of stuff.
Yeah.
But actually, what we need to get really clear on is what our core function is and what our core opportunity is. And let's just get focused on nailing that before we start whistling off into uncharted territory.
So good. Right, lesson 17. Emotional decisions are expensive. Ooh.
Yeah. I tell you, in my business career, mate, that's one of the ones. As soon as you see people rile up.
Yeah.
As soon as you see them under pressure, stressed, angry, frustrated, all of those emotions, you're in trouble. Because most of the time you're making a decision based on the feeling rather than the thinking. And a lot of the times we need to stop for a minute and just do the thinking.
So what do you do there then?
My thing is to get out of the environment, just get out of it for a minute and just reset from the perspective of what if I do and what if I don't?
Yeah.
So what happens if we do this? What happens if we don't do this?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden what it'll start to do is to give you some real clarity. What say I put this off for a week and we didn't do it? What say I make the decision right now?
Yeah.
And you do that, and all of a sudden you'll start to get because what you're starting to do then is make decisions based on some more fact rather than the feeling.
Yeah. I think that's important from when you're making decisions. Yeah. Like, it's good to make decisions. Don't get me wrong. You got to, as a business owner, you got to make decisions. And sometimes, you know what, you have to make emotional decisions. Because you have to learn the lessons.
But you got to be careful of those ones.
But if you learn the lesson, it's not that expensive, is it?
Yeah, it can be.
Can be?
Yeah. All right. So that's the piece. Like if someone pisses you off in your business and you're really frustrated with them and you go, do you know what? As far as I'm concerned, you're sacked.
Yeah.
Those type of situations because it's emotion that rules the decision.
Well, no, 100%. I've learned a few good lessons in my life, and I was listening to Brad Sugar's.
Yes, yeah.
I was over here. I was a young fella. I would have been, I don't know, maybe in my early 18, 19. I went to see Brad.
I was in the same theatre at the town hall,
and he said something, and he said a number of things, but one of them was just like, Scott, and he didn't say Scott, but he said, you know what I learned? If you argue with an idiot, you just make two. And it's always stuck with me, right? So emotional decisions. You can argue with an idiot.
That's great.
Make two. And because I thought about it, he goes, if you're arguing with an idiot, you just make two. And I was like, it makes me the idiot. And I was like, oh, wow. So, not try, but when you're coming into those sort of situations, if you start arguing with an idiot, you're never going to get you're never going to win. So take the emotion out of it, as you say, step back.
Yep. And just assess it from two perspectives. Yeah. What if I do? And what if I allow a week off before I make that decision? Yeah. What is the world going to end?
And it won't, and you'll make it'll be a better
decision.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Lesson 18: relationships are stronger than transactions. Oh, so good.
What a lesson. That's modern business.
Yeah,
right. I think today, if you want to do volume in your business and you're selling toothbrushes, I totally get that it becomes transactional.
Yeah.
But for major, more serious product or services these days, you've got to nail relationship.
Yeah.
You've got to nail it.
Yeah. You've got to understand. You've got to take time to understand and actually care. And I think that's the piece that if you can show that you actually care, we're actually going to be starting to roll a new product out. Well, it's not a product. It's called a quarterly business review.
Yep.
So really getting closer, every 90 days to our clients. We just kind of used to do this at the start with our strategy sessions. And we're like, hang on, what if we bring this into the mix?
Love it.
Because, that's going to build stronger relationships. Because in a world of AI, where can we help our clients? Well, one of the ways is to really understand their business better.
Yes.
And become better at looking at the opportunities within inside their business. So, relationships are so important. And I think every business every business, even if you are selling toothbrushes, you still have to have those relationships at a certain level, and that's where I do believe if you're going to take a lesson, anything out of COVID, it taught us that people crave human connection.
Absolutely.
Because as soon as we were allowed out, we were like back into
straight to the pub.
Or we were having human connections, but we were doing it online and stuff with our mates. As soon as we could be in there, and that's where relationships are really formed.
100%. And I think this is the part where, depending on your type of product, you've got to now have a team around you that does this better than ever before. Yeah. I mean, our customers are more open, but I tell you what, you've got to be better. And I look at many businesses today, and I'm not sure that we're putting enough focus on this area. So I think it's
relationship building.
Yeah. I think it's an area that we're potentially, especially with a tougher financial environment, we're looking for the sale, or we need the revenue, but actually underpinning that revenue is those relationships. And if we go back to those, I think what you're going to find very quickly is there's more opportunity than you can shake a stick at.
We're looking at hiring a specific position to run this too.
Yep.
Because I believe it's that important.
Yep. It's great.
Lesson 19, you must build before you need it.
Right, I'm interested in this one because I used to have a belief that you should build stuff before you need it.
Yeah.
And I've seen especially with technology, the speed it's moving, the way the market's responding to different environments, I think nowadays sometimes you're better to hang back a little bit and you're better to wait or see the direction and then go.
Okay, so let's look at it from a sales perspective.
Yep.
Do you think it's better to build the sales system before employing the salesperson?
No.
Why?
Because I want to have some kind of interaction with the customer first, so that I know my system is going to deliver to the customer what it needs.
Okay, so that's you.
Yep.
But aren't you then building that?
Yes.
Before you hire another salesperson?
Yeah, but you see, what I'm doing is I'm doing it off the back of having that knowledge before I build it. See, I'll give you a good example of this one, which is the tech side.
Yep.
Because I saw a lot of businesses that were going down the track of we need to have this piece of software. Darren, I've got a need in my business. It's the piece of software was $70,000 for this piece of software, right? And now today you'll be able to get that software on a subscription basis.
100%.
Right? So you could have invested a massive amount of money to have that software in-house, whereas as technology's changed over time, so I think you've got to be very careful about what you jump into and how it can change over time.
Yeah. I would agree in that sense, because I heard someone the other day was spending $100,000 on an AI automated CRM. And I was like, well, that's just a waste of time.
You and I both know in 6 months' time what's going to happen.
You sell cars.
In 6 months' time, you can buy that on subscription for $900 a year.
And also, you can already get it for probably, whatever, Pipe Drive or a CRM Zoho, you could already get that for $100 and something a month.
That's what I mean.
And I'm like, dude, and the company's selling cars. And they were like, oh yeah, but this is going to know our customers and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, who's putting the data in?
Yep.
Because that's the data is the part that matters.
Yep.
You can have the CRM, but if no one's putting the data in, I said, oh, but it's going to machine learn. I said, machine learn on what? And then I realised you don't argue with an idiot, because they were convinced that
they were right.
They were right? Because they've been sold this AI dream, which
So this is the piece, right? I truly believe the environments that we're in, we've never seen these business environments evolve and change as fast as they are. You've got to be careful what you build.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying preparation isn't important.
No.
You've got to be prepped and you've got to be able to do. But on the other side of the coin, just be careful about that you're jumping into things that, in 6 months or 12 months or even 2 years might be completely different.
Yeah, I think that's really important, especially when you're looking at the likes of AI too. And there's some key fundamentals that you need to have if you're looking at an AI system.
Yes.
And I think, look, most business owners probably wouldn't know some of that sort of stuff at the moment, and that's where they do get sold.
But 3 years ago, if you'd have mentioned the word AI, most of us would have looked at each other and go, what?
Yeah,
we haven't seen that.
ChatGPT, October 2022, right? Like that was,
boom.
yeah.
Next minute,
Yeah.
this is a completely different environment. So I think you've just got to be cautious on that.
Nice. Okay. Lesson 20. My second favorite, the reason I believe I've been successful in what I've done is consistency beats intensity.
100%.
Yeah. I think it's like, people will make 100 calls.
Yep.
Or do you want to do 10 calls a day?
Yep.
Most people, I'll just do the 100 calls. Not many people do the 10 a day, And I think that's the consistency, especially in marketing, is what gives you the lift.
Go through your business. Just go through your business and just tell me, what are the components within your business that you are absolutely consistent with? Absolutely consistent.
Yeah.
GST.
Yeah.
Are you consistent with GST?
Yeah.
Pay my GST every 2 months, Darren, pay that. Great. So that's a consistent. So go through your business and go, what are the things that we're really consistent with? And then start thinking about the things that we're a bit ad hoc at. And as soon as you start to get that sense of, okay, what are the things that create our success? What are the things that you would call hygiene?
Yep.
And I find that we're very consistent with sometimes the hygiene because we're penalised, or there's reward if we do a particular area well, but actually the fundamentals of what we should be doing are not being done that consistently.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the tasks that don't generate any money, people can be consistent with, right?
Totally.
It's the ones that are a wee bit more confronting.
Yeah.
Look, I know from doing, over 200 and something odd podcasts now, putting out one a week, how much it's changed our business by being consistent.
Yeah.
And people say, oh, you're lucky, you've done 200 episodes. And I'm like, well, yeah, luck's got a part of
No, it
it
hasn't.
But yeah, well, no, it hasn't. But I'm being polite. Like the consistency to continuously do this.
That's it.
And I think, like, if you can, one thing I'd say to business owners, especially when it comes to marketing, if you can let go of the first 12 months.
Yes.
And like employ your weakness, get someone to actually help you do this, right? Run your marketing. Let go of the results for the first 12 months.
Yeah.
And talk to me at month 13. I guarantee you, if you've done marketing the right way, your business will be more successful. It'll be in a different directory from where it was when you started in that 3 months, 6 months, 9 month period.
Love it.
Because there's magic that happens in consistency. There's magic that happens because here's the thing. Most people won't be consistent. Most people quit. And that's where the gains are made. Because people quit, because the quitters quit, right? The quitters quit. I know that in life. Quitters quit. The moaners moan, and this is the little secret sauce that all of a sudden marketing becomes a lot more easier once you get over that momentum.
Yep.
And in some businesses it happens earlier. Most businesses it happens in that 12 to 13 month 13.
Yep. The one to add on to that is that stars shine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
And that's the piece for me, is that one of the things we have to do is to make sure that we've got a good plan around this and just understanding. When I came into doing what I do now cold. So no database, no bookings, no clients, a mortgage, 3 kids, my wife, a PA.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at the kitchen table looking at each other going, this better work.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Dad?
how was intensity?
Yeah.
What do you reckon intensity was like?
Intensity was up there, right?
Well, right, because there were some real drivers in behind that you had to do that.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I knew is that as long as you put those core consistent components in place. So I had a rule that I had to call 10 people a day.
Nice.
I still do it today.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
Right? So that's that 10
So that was a
thing.
rule.
That was a rule. And that piece for me created a sense that, okay, 10 calls a day.
No wonder why you never answer your phone.
There
You're
you
always
go.
on it.
That's right. Because I'm either in front of an audience
that's
or
cool.
I'm making my calls.
I reckon that's cool.
Because the piece is...
How much do you reckon that's been worth to you over the years? Like millions?
Yes.
Yeah. Could you do that?
But
that's the question, right?
And you notice I didn't say you had to do 10 calls to this group of people.
No.
I didn't say that. All I said, just do 10 calls.
Yeah, so you could call this person a mate, you could call Tony, you could call Paul, you could call me, or you could call a customer. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the idea is that frequency of just thinking, because it's really hard to call your mum 10 days in a row, right? So what you got to do is start thinking
Hard
about...
for me. Well, my mum passed away.
Sorry, mate. You've got to start thinking about, okay, so if I've got a calling list, so we've got a database for me of what I call 600 of my top clients, right? So these are the ones that book me on a regular basis and get me into their businesses. So for me, that calling is just an easy, there's 60 days worth of calling for me, which is basically 3 months that I don't even have to think.
I'm circling it because I'm going to do this as a challenge.
And all you do, and for all I want you to do, if you listen to this, this is the simplest thing you do. Hey, I just thought I'd give you a call and see how things have been going for you.
How things have been going for you.
Not me.
Yeah.
You. How things going for you. Do you know what? How many times do you have people ring up and go, hey, I was thinking about you and I just thought I'd give you a call and see how things are going. How you doing?
Nice.
And it makes such an impact because actually, do you know what? I actually care and I actually want to know that the people that I connect with and that I work with, and if there's any of them that have got a challenge or a problem or an issue, just let's talk about it.
Yeah. Brilliant. And then ask them for money.
No, that comes later.
That comes later. No, that's so good though, right? Anyone can do that. Like if you show you care, ring out 10 people, ask them how they're going. How's it been going for you? And listen to understand, don't listen to reply.
Totally.
And you're winning. Right, last lesson. Your business will only become as strong as you become. And I think just before you answer that, your business will only become as strong as you become. Like becoming strong, that's 10 calls a day.
Totally.
You know? How much better will your business become if you took that?
Yeah.
You know?
I know. And see, the pieces with this one for me is, and I just want you to have a think about this, is we have never been in a better time. If you want to develop your skill set or get better at any topic, we're in no better time.
No, I agree.
The web now provides us with so much information that helps us get better at every component of what we do today.
Give you an example. So I am building out a couple of financial dashboards for the business. Sarah's got a bunch of stuff in there and working on some stuff, but I started watching some videos about that because, you know, part of we're general managers coming in and the business is growing and I'm stepping away from parts of it. I was like, right, I need to make this area better in the business. So go and watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos on finance for our type of business. Get the transcripts, download the transcripts, talk to my Claude, which we call Jack HQ. Claude then goes, okay, well, I can, based on what you've wanting to learn and I'm having conversations with it, I can connect to Xero and we can create these dashboards together. All of a sudden, I'm like, hang on, how good's this? So the business, I'm becoming stronger and the business becomes even stronger, right? And that's to your point. You can learn this. You can, you don't have to say, oh, I don't know it anymore.
And the part is that also too, just because you know it doesn't mean you still have to do it.
No.
What you're doing is having a really thorough insight and understanding of that particular topic.
Yeah.
And if you get somebody else to come in and do that for you,
100%.
Imagine how much better skilled your conversations are now with that person because of your new knowledge. It is the best.
Yeah.
But I still challenge, and again, this is one of the things that people watching this, I think, should be really thinking about. How much time last week did you spend on just learning or watching a business improvement insight podcast, YouTube clip? And I'm not asking you to sit there for 3 hours of watching your favorite scrolling clips. I want you to go, what is the learning or something that I need to be better at, and just spend a half an hour learning and watching on those topics. You will be better than you were at the start of the week because you did it.
100%. You it's the way to sharpen your sword. Pick a topic, learn it, start to implement some things. Look, you'll have better conversations too, by the way.
Totally.
Like you become a little bit more interesting when you know a little bit, like some stuff that you can then talk about.
But also you could ask better questions. Because you've got that bit better knowledge, your questions to that other side are so much better.
It allowed me to become, a very good investor.
Yeah.
Because that's what I started to do. Like for probably 6 years ago, I started to really educate myself on investing. Not just business investing, but also share market investing.
Love it.
And it made me quite successful at it because I started to spend the time learning it. And there's giants you can learn from, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like we've never been in a better time.
No.
We've never been in a better time to develop your skills and get better at what you do. And I think the ability now just to be able to start to get clear on what creates our success and put those into our schedules helps the result.
I would also say, though, get in bigger rooms. If you want to become stronger in business, get in bigger rooms and get people thinking bigger around you, whether it's a mentor, whether it's a coach, whether it's a peer group,
100%.
because that's going to give you the edge too. You have to bring different thinking to the problems that you've got at the moment, and you have to get above them, and you have to have people around you that are playing that bigger game. And I think that's been a big thing for me when I look at businesses that we look at that are around that are successful. You know, they're thinking bigger because they're in bigger rooms.
Totally.
Or they have, you know, they don't just have one coach, they have 2 or 3 coaches, mentors helping them. You know, it's success leaves clues, right?
And that's where, by being in those rooms and hearing their challenges and hearing their insights and hearing their learnings, you can take those little nuggets and add them to your business, and that's what grows your success.
Mate, this has been so good. What a podcast. 21 lessons. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've enjoyed what we've been talking about, Darren. Darren, if people want to get a hold of you, where do they go?
Just go to my website, www.darrenpratley.com, and just jump on there, send us a message, and we would love to, if there's even just start off a conversation. If you're going, I'm having some challenges, or this is not quite right, or my sales team needs some improvement, or our leadership group is not leading the way we'd like them to, get them to give us a yell. I'd love to have a chat and see if we can be of support.
I reckon you should call him on his mobile phone. I'll put the link in the show notes and see if he answers. He'll probably be talking to someone. So, mate, great advice. Really appreciate your time. It's been awesome. Thank you for allowing me to confess my business lessons to you.
It's so good.
We've had a great discussion. All right, now's your chance. Let's share this podcast. Let's share it a lot, because the New Zealand business community needs to hear this one. They need to hear some business lessons. They need to hear some insights that can help them and help you grow your business. So as a business community, if you're listening to this, I want you to share the podcast. All right, go out there, have fun, take care, and as always, celebrate your victories.
Take care, everyone.